Well, good evening and welcome to Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle. My name's Terry Shire, your private label coach, and I'm your host tonight. I guess I'm your host every Thursday night, but hope tonight. And my wife says I have to tell you, first off, right now, I don't know if you can hear it in the back, the wind blowing against it and the rain coming down. We're in the middle of a really bad storm. Well, matter of fact, this is the second full day of it, but it's really getting bad. It's coming across from the Gulf. As you know, I live in South Florida, so if we lose power, I'll try to get back on, but that's not always guaranteed. So I just wanted to warn you beforehand. So that's that. But tonight, like I say, this is the Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to source your product in China and talk to your Chinese supplier. Why is that important? Because if you want your best deal, you need to talk to that man in Chinese, because otherwise, when you call over there, you're going to talk to. She's not a receptionist or anything. Well, maybe she might be the receptionist, but she's an interpreter. And most Chinese companies have these for the simple fact that the man that's in charge can't speak English. And just like I suppose he doesn't have time to learn English, just like you are not learning Chinese, so you can do business over there. So what can I tell you? That's just a fact of life and stuff we're going to get into tonight. But before we do, I'm going to go to the sponsor slide here just a minute and just tell you a little bit about the course. The course is well, right now it's 46. It's close to 50 right now on videos and that we're adding. We just added a new one the other day on how to do a title for your Amazon product, because Amazon has really, in case a lot of you don't know it, Amazon has been playing with the parameters. They've changed a lot of it. It used to be it was 250 characters for a title. In the title, you were allowed to use 250 characters. Well, they started cutting that down. Some of the categories are down to 50 characters right now, which means that, man, you've got to use. Well, I'm supposed to be talking about the course, and I'm getting into this, but if it's down to 50 characters, it's got to be keyword rich. It's got to be the best keywords in the world for that 50 character title. Some of them are still up to 200. There's one or two that's 150. And anyway, that's beside the point. But that's part of the course, and that's one of the reasons the course is a one-time fee. That's lifetime, because this is ever changing. I've got a list of about 3 more of the course videos that I have to change because Amazon is changing up parameters and all that, and that's okay. That's Amazon's prerogative, I guess you want to say. I don't agree with some of the stuff they're doing, but they're doing it, and we're going to live with it, and we're going to go on with that. But that's what the course is all about. Like I say, you get lifetime access. There's up over 50 videos now, and we're getting more and all the time, and we're replacing them as things come along. And plus, we'll go on the course exactly how you would like us to go. If you would like to be left alone, you can be left alone. If you would like for me to hold your hand, we will hold your hand. From the day you sign up for the course, you get my email address, you get my personal email address, and you also get my personal cell phone number. And you can either call me or text me, and I will get back to you just as soon as I possibly can. That doesn't mean I'm just standing there waiting every day, waiting to get your text or your phone call, but I'll get it within a few minutes. And I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Sometimes there's times when I can't, and I'll kind of probably let you know and stuff like that. Like yesterday, I had company and I wasn't around too much. But anyway, that's so much for that. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go over here to, I guess let's go over here to the boat a little bit. This is just right down from my house. This is where we usually do them. I've got this in a beach scene where we usually go. This is just, I live about half a mile from this right here, and we go down and do the show out there, and it's just a beautiful territory. That's Jupiter Island, Hutchins part Jupiter Island over there that you're seeing and all that. And we're down here in Hobe Sound, Florida, which is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most beautiful places in the world. Except this, I've been down here 38 years, and this is the worst year that I can remember. We've had so much rain this year, and Usually it's not. Usually it rains for about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, like in an afternoon, and then it stops, and that's it. And today we've had days, I don't know, this just rained and rained and rained like it has today. Like I say, this is the second straight day. My sister came over yesterday and we couldn't even, she came over from Sarasota and we couldn't even do anything, go outside. We stayed in the house all day, which is fine. I mean, I know, what can I tell you? So without much further ado, we're going to get into the subject of our talk tonight, which is how to source your product in China and talk to your Chinese supplier. Kind of sounds like how to source your product. Now, we're going to take from here on and explain a little. From where we start on here, we presume you have already picked out your product. You've gone to Amazon, you've picked out the product or 2 or 3 products that you want to check out that you think you'd like to sell, and you're ready to start sourcing. And that's where we're going to kind of start out from. If you want to know how to pick your product and all that, then we did a hangout last week. And I've done about 2 or 3 of them. If you go to privatelabelselling.com, you can go over there, and on the far right, I believe it is, on the address bar up on top, you'll see view past hangouts. And every hangout we've ever done is right there. You don't have to put an email address. You don't have to do anything. Just go on, click on that. It'll take you to another page, which gives you the choice between 2014, 2015, 2016. And like tonight will be posted on there, probably not tonight, probably tomorrow morning, but all the ones last year. So I would click on 2015 because that's the whole year of them, and go down through the title, go down through the list, and you can pretty much find just about any topic you want. Click on it and you can watch the hangout, and we'll be talking about it. And like you say, you see what you get here. I'm not the greatest speaker or anything like that, but I have fun, and I try to give you good, honest information that you can use. And basically, like we said before, in these shows and these hangouts here, I tell you what to do. The difference between this and the course, in the course, I show you how to do it. And so that's where we're at. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is how to source your product in China. Now, and talk to your Chinese supplier. And I said before why that's important, because anytime you're trying to do a deal, you're better off to be in front of the person, talking to him, and make a deal where you can shake hands and all that on that. Sometimes going through the interpreters over there, and all these companies have it, that's their job. It's their job. They can't make a decision. If you want to lower your MOQ, she can't or he can't make a decision on like that. They've got to talk to the boss. So he'll get back to him the next day. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, but you're not going to get the best deal. Or if you get somebody that's working for you, can speak Chinese and talk to the manager himself, you're going to get the best deal, and you're going to get results or decisions just like that. So with that being said, let's go on. I'm going to click on this. Where do I click on here? I got it down here. Okay. There we go. So I presume you've picked your product. Have you picked your product? Now what do I do? And so the best thing is to hop on your plane and go to China to find a supplier. Let's face it. Like I say, like we've been talking about, the best thing you could possibly do is stand in front of the plant manager or the owner of the company right there and do a deal with him. You can do it just like that a lot of times, and it'll be fine. But it's kind of impractical unless you're Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, he's busy these days. He's running for president or something. So you probably can't ask him to just take you over to China and all that. Besides, he's he's been talking against China, and some of the things I agree with him. So I'm not even getting into that political stuff or anything like that. But what can I say? So you can't hop on your plane and go. So that would be the ideal way. But see, the best way is like I see right there, where you're facing each other and you're talking, and see this one guy, he wants to do it for 167, and the other one says, well, I was thinking more about 163. So it's important, that face-to-face contact. But that we can't do. So a shopping we shall go. Now, where are we going to go shopping? Well, here's another thing. If you really want a full list and everything like that, I believe it was like 2 weeks ago, I gave you a list. We gave you a link to find a list of 23 different places. If you want to find that, just go in the past hangouts, look for it, and you'll find it. But for our things here, we're going to talk about my 3 favorite is Global Sources, which is probably my favorite. We're going to talk about Alibaba, and we're going to talk about Alibaba Express. Now, once before, and I've mentioned this on Alibaba. There's a big difference between Alibaba and Alibaba Express. On Alibaba, you're going to find most of the manufacturers. They're there, their representatives there, and they'll do a good job, and they can cut you a good price, and you're going to be fine. Alibaba Express is usually, and I say that with a caution, usually not manufacturers, it's brokers. Now, a broker is somebody that goes out and buys some maybe discontinued products, or a ton of product from one person, gets it at a really great price that he knows he can break up into smaller partials and sell. And that's what Alibaba Express is all about, that. And that's not bad. That's not good. You can get some good deals on Alibaba Express, but I want you to be aware of it, that usually the people that you contact or talk to on Alibaba Express are not manufacturers, they're brokers. And so they're not going to be able to put fancy labels on it. They're not going to be able to change your packaging a lot, not without a lot of work. So I just avoid it. I go to Alibaba. So with that being said, well, there we go. Now let's go. All right. So what I use, apparently a lot of you are not in the course. But in the course, we've taken digital kitchen grand scale, and that's the product that's the imaginary product. It's a good product, but we've used that in all our examples in the course. And so I just used that tonight because I'm familiar with it, and I just want to see. So we went over to global sources, and global sources return on digital kitchen grand scale, 815 digital kitchen gram scale results from 35 suppliers. And of those 35 suppliers, they had 815 different products that you could buy private label and bring over here and send to Amazon under your own label and sell them. You know, what can I say? 815. So I thought, well, let's just not be partial here. So I went over to Alibaba. And Alibaba returned 1,156 different gram scales that they had. I didn't count I would have had to count the thing, and I didn't think that was important, how many they did. So it would have to be probably more than 35. It didn't make any difference. It was plenty there for you to pick on. So I'm saying, out of those two places, you know, there's right 2,000 different products, you know, that you could use and that you could take and you can private label. So what I'm trying to say is there's no shortage of finding products to sell. And I'm sure, like I say, digital kitchen grand scale is one of those things on Amazon that, you know, you can find a bunch of them. And it's just like any other niche is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say, you know, most niches you're going to find comparable results on that. You're going to find a lot of brokers or manufacturers over there that's got these products, and they are not only willing to sell them to you, they want to sell them to you, but they want to get the best price. That's like you want to buy at the best price. So that's what we're saying. So all these results. So I want to talk one thing just to kind of bring your thought here. I told you a little bit about this last week. It's a Chrome extension. It's a new tool for Alibaba. And it's called alitracker.com. I'm not affiliated with or anything like that. I think the product sells for $20, $21, something like that. But it's a tool almost like Jungle Scout that you can use on Alibaba and then bring everything up. So I'm just passing this on. If you want something that's going to save you some time, why jump over to Alitracker and pick it up. Like I say, it's a Chrome extension. So you know, you have to have Chrome. If you don't have Chrome, don't bother going over there because it ain't going to work. Okay, so as we've talked about 2 or 3 times since the beginning, talking to your Chinese supplier is the ideal way. It's the ideal way. Now, I know that we're over here on one side of the world and China's on the other side of the world, so it's kind of not possible. Or is it? We're going to get into that later on tonight, and that's kind of like the big I guess it's a surprise, you want to say, or thing that we've got to show you tonight, because we have a new product that we're coming out with, and we're excited about it, and I hope you are too, because it's going to answer a lot of questions. So, but anyway, we're sourcing the product. So if you picked out the product, you picked out what you want. The best way to get the best deal is talk to that supplier face to face. That's safe. Man, I keep hitting this bar tonight, and I'm sorry. So talking to your supplier. The second best is email. And now let me tell you why. You're always going to have a record of what was said, and you can correspond any time of the day. Because the third way we're going to get into Skype, and I personally don't like Skype. I don't recommend Skype for quite a few different reasons, and we'll get into those. But I like email because I can sit down and I can type, what it likes, and the person on the other side can pretty much understand it, just like when they type. I can understand them. Now, if I get into, and we'll get into Skype here, but email, you always have a record of what was said, and you can correspond any time of the day. In other words, I can type that email out to the person over there, this rep or what we call it, over in China, and if she's not there, it'll be sitting in her inbox when she gets in, and so she'll take care of it the first thing she gets in. That's what they usually do, is take care of that, because they come in early in the morning and take care of that. So, and for my time, it's usually somewhere around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon they come in. If you're on the West Coast, it's probably later or earlier than that. I don't know, earlier, I guess. So anyway, that's the best way. So then let's talk about the worst way. And this is, don't get me wrong, I'm going to go through this and I'm going to explain to you. Skype, it's not a reliable record of what was said, because sometimes people mumble, sometimes and you don't get it. And the thing about it is, I'm not fluent in Chinese. If you are, then I think that's fine. Go right ahead. But if you're not fluent in Chinese, just like I'm not fluent in Chinese, and just like the person over in the other on China is not fluent in English. They might speak broken English. They might speak a little English. They might speak a lot of English. But the thing of it is, it's not their native tongue. And let me tell you about the people over there. You've all talked to them. It's the people you contact when you contact. Now, that's not the owner of the company. Don't, by a long shot. I suppose sometimes it might be, but I just really doubt it, for the simple reason that the person the owner of the factory over in China, he's got everything else to worry about. He doesn't want to have to learn English, just like you. As I said before, you're over there and you're trying to do business in China. Are you taking courses in Chinese, Mandarin? No, you're not. And that man over there is not either. But, he's smart enough that he's going to hire somebody who he thinks does a good job of speaking English, and he doesn't know whether him or her is good or not, because he can't speak English, but he hires them, and they go on and they do their thing. And these people are not bad. But the thing you've got to remember is, they can't make a decision. He might give them a parameter on like a minimum or a quantity or something like that, to say, well, if they're asking for 1,000, maybe we could do 750, and he might give a parameter for doing 500. If they do that, we'll do 500 or something like that. He might give us a parameter, and they might be able to figure it out. But actually, to get really right down to it, and to get the quantity you want, make a deal, you need to be talking to him face to face, because whatever you ask her, she's not, or him, they're not going to be able to answer. They're going to have to talk to the boss when they come in. And so if you're quitting time, it'll be the next day, and then they'll get back to you and all that. It just takes time. So don't rush it, but work on it. But and then in the U.S., like I say, I'm thinking my reasons down here. In the U.S., they're coming to work when we're going home. Now, some people I know, I've got a couple people in the course that they like Skype, and if you do but they Skype at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, I want to tell you, I'm an old guy, and what can I tell you? I go to bed at 11 o'clock, and I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock to Skype anyone. I'm going to tell you that right now. But there's nothing wrong with it. If you like to do it, man, like I know, and I think probably one of my viewers tonight on here, I can't tell because it doesn't allow. That's one of the bad things about Google Hangouts. Some of the other systems, they list the people, you know who it is. And here I know how many viewers on here, but I don't know what their names are. So there's one of a good friend of mine. He's getting to be a really good friend, and he's in the course, is Abby, and he's from England, and it's 6 hours ahead of time. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning over there for him. Now, he was off today, so anyway, Abby, if you're there, glad to see you. We'll talk to you a little bit later. But that's what I'm trying to say is, some people like it, some people don't. But me, I don't like getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to Skype or talk to anybody. I just don't like to do it. So what can I tell you? That's me. So what you're trying to do when you're talking to your supplier and you picked out the product and you find a supplier that's got the best price. You've got the best of everything. You've created a new product. You took the product out of a bag, put it in a box, put some engraving on top of the box, put maybe some cotton in there to make it really shine or something like that. I don't know. I'm just imagining here. And you've got that all set. So then you have to get your product from China to Amazon FBA. Now, I don't know if you can see that down here in the bottom of the score of the thing. I hope you can. I tried to make it as big as I can, but I just put a PS down there just to remind people that the quickest way to Amazon FBA is not through your house from China. I just wanted to point that out. I had a lady probably 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks ago. Really nice lady, doing a good job, but she's buying stuff in China. She lives in Australia. So she's buying stuff in China, having it shipped to her in Australia. She looks at it and probes it and picks at it and examines it, all that, and then she sends it into Amazon FBA. Now, I looked at it or thought about it, and I thought, because that has to be adding at least doubling her freight costs, almost close to it. It has to. And I don't see how she's making that much money, but she assured me she was fine and she was happy doing it that way. So, whatever trips your trigger, why go ahead and do it? But I don't. I say the quickest way to get from China to Amazon FBA is it's either by boat or by plane. If you've got your druthers, you go by boat because it's going to cost you about a third of what it costs you to go by air. And that's the name of the game, is to make money, because once you get it in, it might take you an extra 3 weeks or 4 weeks to get your product to Amazon the first time. But then if you do like you teach you and set up your parameters so you're ordering in plenty of time and everything, why, you'll be fine. You never have to worry about that. And plus, you're going to save, like I say, 2/3 to a half of your shipping costs. And sometimes, on a big quantity, that's $1,500, $2,000. Well, I tell you what, I'll take it. If you don't want it, just send it to me. But what I'm trying to say is save yourself some money. If you can go by sea, go by sea. And it's not that much of a hassle. We're going to get into that in a little bit. It's not that any more hassle than it is by going by air. So what can I say? But if at all possible, go the rest way. But you say that's the way it has been done. But what if I told you? Now, what if I just told you that that's the way it's always been done? But what if I told you that now, wow, look at that, we're back to square one, that now you can have sourcing and logistics done for you. What does that mean? It means that if you want somebody to source your product for you, give them parameters or maybe what niche you like or anything like that, they will come up. We've got packages for 1, 2, 3, 5. There's one there for 20 a month. If you're big, one of the ways, if you've got $50,000-$60,000 and you want to get up there to the 100,000 a month club in Amazon, well, then you can do that. Get yourself, sign up for that, where it's going to source you 20 products a month, and you understand what I'm saying. But we'll work with you. We'll go any way you want. But the difference between our sourcing service and everybody else is I partnered with Import Dojo, their business is in China. They live in China. Now, for the last 10 years, these guys are sourcers. What they've done, they have sourced for Amazon. Did a lot of sourcing for Amazon. Matter of fact, Manuel, for the last 10 years, has been head of a group of 35 that did nothing more than source for Amazon, Walmart, and a few other companies. They just sourced. They'd get a thing, and they would send it in, and they would buy it. They'd arrange for it to get shipped to the right warehouse in the United States, and it got there. So these people know what they're doing, and that's what they're going to do with you. Why am I so excited? Because they speak Chinese. They speak Mandarin. They know what they're talking about. They know a lot of these we call factory bosses by name. They know the secretaries when they walk in. They call them by name. And you think that doesn't count when they're doing that for you? You better believe it, because they're on a first name basis with a lot of them. Now, I'm not saying they're everyone. They're on a first name basis. But the thing of it is, at least when they walk in, they're going to meet somebody other than this interpreter secretary, because they can speak Mandarin, they can speak Chinese, and they're going to talk to them, and they're going to do the job for you. So that's what I'm really excited about. It's somebody that can source for you, and I think that's done. You can have sourcing and logistics done for you. So, and the same way with the logistics. And I should have took that early, but I'm sorry I did, but I'm not going to go back. What about the logistics? I've got a real good, I quit saying student, because they're not students. They're a person in my course or something like that. And we were talking the other day, and I said something about, have you got it all set up and everything like that? And he's come back and he said, Terry, right? He says, this stuff, this logistics stuff, or this getting it from China to Amazon FBA is confusing. He said, I just can't wrap my head around it. And and I thought back when I first started, there was nobody, there was no courses, there was nothing. You just went in and you just kind of figured out how to do it, and I did it. And it is confusing. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's confusing, because the reason it's confusing right now, it's worse than it was before, because there's so many people out there teaching you how to do it, and they don't all do the same way. So you listen one place here and you pick this up, you listen to another place and you pick that up, and what happens, you really get yourself in a pickle, because the two don't match and don't jive. And so that's what neat about this service we've got. We'll do everything. If you want us to source your product, order your product, and then we'll deliver it to your Amazon warehouse or to your door if you want it. Whatever you want, it's your prerogative. But we can take care of all that. We can do that, because this, and I understand this product that I'm talking about is not for everybody, But, if you work hard and you simply don't have time to spend hours finding the right product, then this might be something you want to check out. It's not expensive. When you consider the hours and everything involved, being able to talk to the Chinese supplier, getting that best price for your thing and everything like that, it adds up. It makes a lot of difference. It makes life easy for you. And that's what we're trying to do, because we want nothing more for you to succeed. But man, if you're out working 8-10 hours or something like that, have to come home and you've got a family, you want to have some quality time with your family and all that, you just don't have a lot of time to be sourcing or figuring out logistics. And so that's what this service is for. Like I say, it's not for everybody. But if you're like that, working hard, don't have the time, then you're fine. And then you don't want to wait to 2 a.m. to Skype in broken English to a supplier's representative. And that's what we're talking about. With these people, most of the time, maybe I shouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of the time, these people, they've been in China, been doing this for over 10 years. They know a lot of the factory, the presidents, the plant managers. They know them because they've been doing business with them for all these years and everything. They know them, so they can walk in, shake hands with them, and start talking to them right away. They don't have to get acquainted with the the interpreter. Matter of fact, they don't even talk to the interpreter, because they can speak Chinese and they speak right to the place. So what can I tell you? Or you can just, I should have clicked on this for you. Just find this whole logistics thing. It's confusing. I told you, this is what the one guy said to me about a week ago. And like I say, I agree with him. It was confusing. It takes time. It's not confusing for me now. I understand it. I understand why you have to do this. I understand why you have to do that. But it took me fine. Why does customs need this? Why do they need that? Why do we have to have all these measurements and all that? And it's all part of it. So what can I tell you? You just find this whole logistics thing is confusing. If that's your problem and you want to get away from it, you're going to find we're not, by the time you figure all your time in it, we're not high priced at all. As a matter of fact, it's very reasonable, but we'll do it for you. That's what I'm saying. So ship by air, ship by sea. We know we just take the things and we'll figure out which is the best way. Like I say, anytime you can ship by sea, you ship by sea. That's only a no-brainer, you know, unless you got what a box of, you know, something you need in a hurry. That's a different story, but we're talking about just regular sourcing your product, getting your product and send it to Amazon FBA, and you set it up in the system like we teach you in the course. You set it up and Amazon notifies you when it's time to reorder. You reorder it and the product just comes right in because they take care of everything. You know, that's what you want to do. That's the private label lifestyle. So you can be working on promotion. You shouldn't be working on inventory. You shouldn't be working on logistics and that's not what you should be doing. That, you know, you need to be working on promotion because that's what's going to make or break you now, you know. So what can I say? So if you really want to find out more, you can click that link. It goes right over, and I'll tell you right now, it's the website, my website, privatelabelselling.com. It's real simple. You go up in the, I believe it's right in the middle of the bar up there. You're going to see sourcing service, your best sourcing service. And so just click on that. It'll tell you all about it, take you over, and we'll get you set up. We'll get you set up any way you want. Whether you just like us to source a couple products for you, that's fine. If you like us to source a couple products and ship them right to Amazon for you, we'll take care of that. If you'd like to get set up, we've got a program there. If you'd like to get set up and you'd like 20 or more a month set up, there's a 3-month minimum, but we'll do it. Like I say, that's one way for you to break that $100,000 a month barrier if that's something that you want to do. But like I say, you're going to have about $50,000 to do it like that, but or maybe more. But you know, we could do it. So the thing I'm trying to say is that's there, and it's right there. You click the link, find them. There's no hard sell. Like I say, you don't have to even leave an email address. You can go over and check it out. You know, what can I tell you? I think this is a product that's going to help a lot of people. Some people, it might not be for you. That's up to you. That's something you can do your due diligence with. But I just invite you to go over and take a look at it. It's privatelabelselling.com, and that's the address there, the question mark on the page and all that. But it's just real simple. Just put privatelabelselling.com, go in there, and it'll be right in the middle of the thing. It'll be best sourcing service. See it, click on it, and you're home free. So what can I sell you? So with that being said, that's my last slide. And what time is it? It's 8:34. Wow, I got done earlier tonight because usually it's about 8:45 or so when I get down with my presentation. But I can't tell you enough, you know, because it eliminates so many problems. Because like I say, to me, and I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons, and I didn't put it down, that I don't like to use Skype is, I don't know if you probably can't see from there, but I do wear hearing aids. And there's certain sounds that I just can't understand. I get a couple of people in the course that I can't understand it. I try to get them to type and email me as much as possible because I really understand and I can get the answer to them right away. But when they talk, and it's not their fault. They're fine. It's just the pitch of their thing. Just like I've got one grandchild that it's almost impossible. And I'll get him, put him in my lap and put him up and everything. And it's just the pitch of his voice, just the way he says it and that I really have trouble understanding him. So, you know, and I understand. I understand the problem is like a lot with me, but that's one of the reasons I don't. And so what can I tell you? So I'm going to click this. I think we're done. That's the end of our slideshow. So I'm going to go back over here. Would you like either the boat or the beach? How about, let's go with the beach. No, the beach is not there. Sometimes and the boat's not working either. So hold on a minute. We're going to have to get, there it is. Now the boat is coming. There we go. All right. I'm sorry. Now, where are we going here? Let's go over here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn on the question and answer app. Got it over here. And it's the same. Shoot, I really goofed up tonight. Hold on here a minute. I think I can turn it back on. say, hold on just a minute. I'm trying to get some stuff out of the way here because darn it, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I thought I had it all set, and I guess I didn't, and that's not the right thing. I don't want that. Let me hold on just a minute. There we go. I think I can get this up. Okay. I can't. I'm not going to be able to get the question and answer. Yeah. What I'm going to do is, I did this a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to put where you're watching, right below the screen. You might have to shrink your screen a little bit to see it. But there is a question and answer thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to join me inside the Hangout. You're going to come up there. It's me. It's right where it says say something. There's a little camera there. But it's where you to put things, and you can ask me questions from there. You're going to have to, because the other thing, I'm sorry, it's disabled, and I'm not going to be able to get to it tonight. I mean, it won't let me there. So I've got that here, and you can ask me questions down there. But there you go. It says Terry Shire shared publicly, and it's a big link. If you click on that, it'll bring you inside the Hangout. You can join me inside the Hangout, and we can talk. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But like I say, if you do, the only thing I ask you is turn your volume down on this screen before you jump over to the next one, because it'll do on the other, and you're going to get a back feed. So that being said, please don't get a back feed. If you don't, I will mute you as soon as you get in here, and then we'll work it out and get it. But so what can I say? Hold on here. I got to move this back down a little so I can see myself. All right. So you can answer me questions here. Here's somebody coming in. My friend from Canada. So I can see you got a silhouette there, John, but I don't see you. Can you hear me? Don't hear you yet. Well, hold on, your microphone is muted. Hold on. John. I don't. John, you must have your microphone muted because it's got the mute sign there, and I can't click on it to make it live. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Let me put these on in case it's coming through here. Can you hear me at all, John? John. No, John's trying to come in, but he's got his microphone muted, and I can't do anything about it, so you're not going to be able to see him. I mean, and I'm just seeing his camera. He's got the... No, that's for me. It's John. John, I can see your silhouette. That's all I can see. I can't hear anything or anything else, but come on, keep trying. Sometimes you might have to go out and come back in. Sometimes, what can I tell you? Sometimes you might. Sometimes, yeah, he's off now, so maybe he's going out and come back in. So anybody else would like to join me? I'm glad we could have a little nice conversation here. John is somebody I know from Canada. He's learning just like all of us, and doing a great job, doing a fantastic job. What can I tell you? So he's coming. Hopefully he'll get back on. Anybody else? There's that link down there. For God's sake, click that link and come on and join us. It's a live show, and we'll be glad to talk to you. If you got some ideas, you can express your ideas. You want to answer me any questions, you can ask me any questions. We can do just about anything. If you want to dance, I don't think you want to see me dance. What can I tell you? And besides, I'm right here in the water. As you can see, there's not much room here on the bow of the boat to do a lot of dancing. But what can I say? So, and that's a shame. I apologize about that. Feature is disabled, and I can't get it on. Shoot. I really feel bad about that. But like I say, you can't answer me down here where it says say something and you think that if you put your question in there, I'll get it. It's got a few seconds delay. Well, the one up on top does too. So what can I say? You know, so there's showcase. I'll turn that back on, and we should see the links or something like that. There's John. I think he's coming back in. Still the same thing, John. I can see your silhouette there. It's your picture and all that, but not hearing anything. Are you? There's John. I think he's coming back in.
Hey Terry, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Is there any echo?
No, you're fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, nope, you're good.
How are things tonight?
I'm thinking fine. How about you? How's Canada up there?
It snowed a little bit.
Really? How much snow? Did you get anything like we got down here?
You mean the rain? No.
No, I know we got rain, but like New York and all that, and was it Boston and all that last week? Did you get any of that or not?
None of that. Just a little bit of it. Those people had it hard there.
Yeah, because that's all they had on the TV here was, your camera's not turned on. I see a silhouette, but I don't see you.
Yeah, I don't have a camera on this one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you got a voice on there, so we can go with that. We just see a nice little silhouette. And the poor people that are on the show with you can't see what you look like. So I'll vouch for you. He's a handsome guy, guys. What can I tell you?
Thank you. I have a question about this import dojo.
Sure. Uh-huh.
You've partnered up with them, eh?
Yes.
I'm very interested. I see that might be something that might help me,
I thought it would. You're one of the persons I had in mind when we talked to him and that. And the reason I did these, like I said, I explained, these guys live in China. They speak Chinese. They can go to the factory and talk to the guy. A lot of times they've been doing it over there for 10 years. They know a lot of the owners of the factory. They go to the China sourcing fair all the time. They know a lot of these people. And so, man, they get good deals.
Yeah. I might contact Manuel, right? Mention your name and see where we go from there.
Well, there's a link right there on that page that we got. If you just click on that goes right to Manuel,
Okay.
And just he's got some stuff to fill out. And if you don't just answer the fill out what you've got in mind, and he'll get right back to you.
Okay. So yeah, that's a way to go. I'm still thinking a garlic press is a good idea, though.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a garlic press, as long as you get one that's, and make it better, so it's gonna sell better than the other one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's why one of the guys, he's not a member of the course, but he contacted me today or something, sent me an email and said, Terry, what do you think about this? And I'm not going to mention the product, but he did. And I said, well, it's fine, but how's it selling in Amazon and all that, and because that's the whole thing. If I don't believe in reinventing the wheel, so if you want to do good, I would go to Amazon, you find a good product and then you make it better. And then that doesn't have many reviews in that. And that's what basically they're going to do on that sourcing service and that. And you find that and you make it better, have it brought over there, and man, you'll jump right ahead of them and do really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it.
Well, it does exactly. Because if it's already selling good, then your product should do better, really.
Yeah. I downloaded the spreadsheet from Import Dojo.
Uh-huh.
Very impressed.
Yeah, isn't that?
One of their source is DH Gate.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever tried out DH Gate?
I never have, no.
Yeah, it's an interesting site. It's like Global Source, but smaller.
Yeah. No, I know what it is in that, but I've never tried it. Like I say, I usually use global sources, or a lot of times I use Amazon. I mean, Alibaba too.
Yeah.
And one time I did use Alibaba Express because they had something. It was right when I first got started. It was a watch band or something. I bought it and it, did real good with it. So what can I say?
Yeah. There's a a mosquito a virus going around in South
Yes.
America right now.
Well, they're talking about it. It was one of the main topics on the news tonight. I watched the news right before the
right. So I went on
started.
Amazon. I went on Amazon and did a search for that.
Oh, did you?
All the items are not available at this time.
Yeah. Because you're talking about the one with pregnant women. Is that what the one you're talking about? Yeah. That's been in the news quite a little bit. And I didn't go to Amazon and check it. I don't know. You say, but there's nothing on there.
No, whoever was supplying stuff for that pulled it or something.
Well, no, it says on the news that there's really not a vaccine for it yet.
Okay, but there's a bait to kind of catch mosquitoes.
Oh, okay.
So it might help.
It might.
It's like it's called a mosquito puck or something like that.
Oh, okay. When I first moved to Florida, before we used to take a quart fruit jar, fill it with a little bit of sugar and water.
Yeah.
Put the cap on it, and you put a hole in it, and we'd go and tie those around the trees and all that. And I used to raise goats at this time, so the flies were really bad, and the mosquitoes and all that. Man, those traps worked really good, but that was a long time ago,
There's an invention there.
Yeah.
Sugar water. Right?
Yeah.
Add your own water later on.
Right. Yeah, it was. You could at that time you used to be able to go in the grocery store and you'd buy a case of 12 or 24 of those fruit jars with the mason lids, and all that, and just went around and put them out. And I'd put them on top of fence posts and all those places like that. And you'd come back like a week later and you'd have a quart jar full of dead flies and mosquitoes and all
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like I say, what I heard on the news, though, that there wasn't any vaccine for that flu. And that stuff is really dangerous because tonight they were showing some of the babies that are born over in some of those countries, and they're deformed, the heads and everything. So it's really, it's a bad thing, so. So I don't know, it's one of those things. But like I say, they don't have a vaccine, so I guess we couldn't. Well, if they get the vaccine, they'll probably give it out anyway. I imagine, especially those countries over there, just like they did when we had that. What was that other thing we had a couple years ago that was? Ebola, wasn't it? The Ebola virus and all that. Yes, that they gave it out. So which they should, So what can I say? So what else is new up in Canada?
Remember how you had told me that January 15th it's going to slow down for me?
Uh-huh.
Right? Remember, this is my second year going into my online arbitrage, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
Well, things haven't slowed down.
That's good.
Yeah. Like I'm hoping for a slowdown so I could take a break, but the slowdown is not coming.
Might have slowed down quite a little bit, but I don't know, but that's standard, and
right.
I think, but I'm glad yours haven't. So you must have the right mix there. Yeah, I'm going to have to get with you and see what kind of mix you got there. That sounds good.
I do a lot of tools.
Well, I know you told me that.
Yeah, tools are just killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, and there's no limit to tools to find. Right, even
right. Oh yeah,
even a handyman, the bag that they use around their waist, I sell that thing like crazy.
Wow. Okay. That's
right.
good. That's good. I used to when I did a lot of retail arbitrage in that. We've got a Harbor Freight store up here, and I did they come up with that flyer like once a month. Or you could sign up for other coupons and stuff like that. And man, I'd go in there and sometimes come out with 3-4 shopping carts full of stuff, to send in tool kits, screwdriver sets and plier sets, and oh man, there was all kind of stuff up. Tightening tools, and everything that I used to send in.
I've been looking at global sources a little bit more, and what I notice is that when you find a supplier there, it tells you who that supplier supplies to.
Right. Yes.
That's a neat feature. It's a very handy feature.
Yeah, like I said, I really like global sources. I always have. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned it tonight, if you go over global sources right there on the right, I believe, of the page or something like that, they've got a thing to sign up for the home fair and that, which is coming up over in Hong Kong. And I don't know if I told you that, but regardless of whether you're going to go, sign up for that, because you're going to get the show specials, and you're going to get all kind of stuff you're not acquainted with, and that, and it's just really a neat place to go, and it doesn't cost you anything to get signed up, and they'll register you for the show and all that.
Oh yeah,
it's right over there. It's right next to the Hong Kong airport if you want to go, which is a good place to go. And sometimes I can't this year, but one of these years we're going to have to get a group and kind of meet over there and go, because that would just be a lot of fun, because I've seen pictures of it. Man, it's just booth after booth after booth after table of specials, and every one of them have got show specials and all that kind of stuff. It is just a place to go and just spend about 2-3 days and have a ball.
Yeah. I saw a walkthrough video of a guy with a camera on his shoulder, and he would go to booth, right, in China, and ask them price for their latest hardware, their best-selling item.
Right.
And this guy calculated that if he spent 3 minutes at each booth, it would take him more than 4 years to finish the whole area.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that a bit. Don't doubt that a bit. It's just ginormous. What can I say?
Yeah. That's
why if you read any of the things, like say when they go to that, that's why if you sign up before, you get a map. You get who's at what booth, what they've got, and everything like that. And to take and when you walk in the door, either go right or left, but take your map and mark that and what booths you want to visit and everything else. Otherwise, you're not going to get to see everything you want to.
Yeah. Well, I think the closest thing to going to China would be to work with manual.
Oh, definitely. Like I say, they've been doing it for over 10 years. They know exactly what they're talking about,
Yeah.
And the neat thing about it, he knows a lot of the manufacturers themselves. He already knows them. It's not like he's starting fresh or anything else. And that's the reason when I decided I talked to him, and there's no way I could even do half the job he's doing, So we made a deal, and I'm just happy to present him to everybody, because the guy knows what he's talking about, and he gets the deal. What can I say?
So I gotta ask you this: is he offering an affiliate, or is this just outside of affiliate?
Not quite. If you're asking me if I'm an affiliate of his, yes. If that's what you're asking me.
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna have to remember that.
Yeah.
Because when I sign up with him, I'm gonna have to mention.
Yeah, well, when you go through the link, it's automatic, as far as that goes. As far as that, but when I first started this back about 2-3 months ago, I decided we were going to do a sourcing service and everything, and we got kind of halfway all set up. And I've always back to this thing: if you don't speak Chinese, you're not going to get the best deal. And to me, that's really important. And then I just happened, I'll be honest with you, I happened to stumble across the manual, and he was just getting set up, and I think, oh man, this is a lot better than I can do, and I can help him and my customers, and that he can do a great job for him. And so it was just kind of like, I guess you'd say marriage made in heaven. I don't think that's quite the right topic, but you understand what I'm saying. It works out good for both of us.
Yeah.
Like I say, he worked for quite a bunch of different companies, but he's been doing it for 10 years, and he had a team of 35 people sourcing for him over there.
Right.
So you know, what can I say?
And that's local sourcing. That's powerful.
Oh, you better believe it.
They know the area.
Right. There's none better. That's what always been my kicker about all these ones that have a sourcing service over here, that they've never been to China, and they might pick out one product for you that's on the north end of China, and the next product they pick out for you might be on the south end of China. And man, you've just got all kind of logistic problems and everything else. It can be overcome, but why go to that one when you know what you're looking for and where you can find it? Because I don't know if you know it, a lot of the different provinces in China are like, one province will be really great on electronic stuff. Another product might be, another province might be good on bamboo products. Another product might be good on kitchen utensils and that. So, you know, what can I tell you?
And you want to stay away from mainland China because most of the bookies are there.
Yeah.
You want to go. Wow. You want to go to the country and source from the country.
Yeah, I'm getting another call from Abby from Great Britain. So, but
go ahead.
Well, it's not going to show up here, and I don't want to click to join the video call. Where is he here? Right here. Let's see if he's here. It's not going to come in. No, that didn't do it, and that just kind of screwed things up. Well, there he is. Hello. I don't think. Hi. You're not on my screen. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm on the broadcast right now. Can you get in through the Hangout? Okay. Okay. So I don't think, is it coming through? I don't know where I am on my screen now. I blanked everything out. So, he left the call. Now I don't know where I'm at. Oh, here we are. We're live. So I guess. So, John, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Abby from England. He lives in London. He was coming in. Don't know what. He left now, so I don't know. It's just about time to sign off here. About number 1 minute. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, I'll call you later tomorrow or next week. We'll chat. Right.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm glad you came on the show tonight. It's good to hear you. And
yeah, I look forward to it too.
But I've got to get. Amazon sells cameras for the top of your thing. It's like this. I think it's only like $100, something like that. So you need to.
It's nothing. But the issue is not that. It's just that I went and I bought myself an amplifier.
Oh, okay. Right? Yeah.
For my music. I like my music. I don't want to get distracted with video here and there. I just blast my music and that's all I do. And then I do my programming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
we still need to get you a camera. I'll have to work on that with you.
I'll pick up one. That's the next
Well, let me tell you, don't pick up, some of those are really bad. Pick up a good one. So.
Right. Yeah.
It makes a big difference,
I want to send you a program I wrote. It allows me to search Alibaba and Amazon at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll send it to you in next week, all packaged up as a zip file.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. That sounds good.
And that's it now. So I'll sign out.
Okay. I shall talk to you later. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, Terry.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye. So, guys, I guess I don't know where in the heck I'm at. Right here. We are here. But anyway, it is time to sign off. And somehow when he clicked in, I'm really lost. I don't know exactly where I am. We are got So what can I tell you? But it is time to sign off, so we're going to sign off. Wait a minute, we got to. No, I'm really all goofed up here, folks. Give me a second, and because we're going to have to sign out. Here we are, right here. That's what happens. So anyway, it is 9:02. Time to stop. So without further said, I really enjoyed having you tonight. I'm glad you're here. If I can answer any questions, it's Terry Shire privately or gmail.com. Go over to the website. It's privatelabelselling.com. You'll find everything we're talking about. You're talking about the best sourcing service. You sign the link on there. If you want to watch any of the past Hangouts to see what we said about anything like that, they're all there. Like I say, you don't have to leave an email address or anything else. You're just welcome to look. All you have to do is click on the link, and it'll bring you the video of any Hangouts. So with that being said, if I could help anybody, contact me. I thank you for being on the call. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, I shall see you next Thursday night.